Hey, fragrance friends and fanatics, welcome back. It's Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance Channel, chatting about some more beautiful fragrance for you guys. So, what do we have on our hands today? It's Rivoli Amber from the House of Primera Fragrances. So, in full disclosure, absolutely 100% honesty for you guys, ladies and gents. I was sent this one. Of course, they didn't tell me what to say. They didn't tell me what to review, how to speak. They didn't pay me money, of course. I never have gotten anything like that. But let's talk about this fragrance, and it is quite good. I do have to tell y'all that I'm going to be pretty positive about this one. It's a pretty good, darn good little fragrance. So first off, what is this one all about? In quick summary, it's more of a golden cake kind of fragrance. Now, a golden cake as in like a yellow cake, if you've ever made a cake from a box, it has this certain smell about it. And there is patchouli going on. I would just say patchouli, amber, and coffee are the three big accords and the three biggest notes. Again, this one is a leaning on the gourmand side. It's not as sweet as Ferragamo Uomo, but it does lean in that direction, as being a golden, almost tiramisu, almost like a golden coconut cake type of fragrance. The patchouli adds a elegant classiness to the fragrance, and of course, the amber adding a little bit of its own richness and airiness, almost a little bit of an incensey dryness to the fragrance as well. But overall, it's very nice. It's kind of sweet, but it has a certain type of beautiful quality about it. I just can't say how good this fragrance really is. It's quite a stunner. It's charming, great for date nights, great for any situation 24/7. And I think might be one of the most wearable, or if not the most mass appealing patchouli that I've probably come across in my fragrance journey so far. It does patchouli in a way that, you can notice its presence and its quality, but it's mixed in such a charming way that's a little bit classy, but also so playful and sweet. It's just really, really likable, guys, and I do have to give high kudos to this fragrance. If you don't know about the House of Primera, their fragrance, a niche house out of Kuwait. I've done some reviews for them, but I haven't introduced the house so much. So I do want to say that I think that must be selling in boutiques there. They don't have too many samples there available, and they really don't have a website. You have to check them out through Instagram. I usually tell you this at the end of the video, but I wanted to tell you the notes as well, because unless you go to the official Instagram, it's kind of hard to figure out these notes. And now they've been actually putting little cards inside their fragrances that help you know specifically what the notes are. I've already told you the main accords. I've already told you what's really important to know. But before we get to some of the other really important details, let me read you the notes here. This might be the only time that you ever get to hear the full note breakdown. So let's do that real quick. But of course, what really matters from the fragrance is not really the notes, but how the notes come together to, of course, create a beautiful smell, how they combine together. So the top notes, let's talk about that. Bergamot, grapefruit, blackcurrant, pear, green mandarin, zest, and citrus fruits. The middle, pink pepper, rose, jasmine, orange blossom, coffee, benzoine. Base, ambergris, patchouli, cedar, white musk, woods, accord, frankincense, and white oud. So there is complexity here. There are a lot of moving kind of things. I don't notice the citrus as being actually citrusy, like in your face, but there is a certain brightness to this fragrance. I do detect the mandarin. I really like mandarin, and it has a really good introduction and a really good opening that really transitions. There is kind of some transitions, but it's very smooth, and it's kind of effortless, and you really don't notice the citrus is going away and disappearing really quickly. I really like that about that fragrance, because sometimes you get a great opening that invites you to the fragrance, and then it disappears, and then sometimes what you're left with, it doesn't. I would like the openings to transition and still somewhat be a little bit of a factor, and you can still detect them just a little bit in the mid and in the base. Some fragrances don't do that for you, but I think the citrus and the likable melange of citrus, as Max Forte would say, really is here in this fragrance. So I really like that. Again, I don't get a lot of the black pepper. Rose, I don't get a lot of the rose, honestly. Mostly of what I'm getting is amber, some of the benzoine, adding maybe a vanilla kind of tone, some of that incense. I get the coffee, and maybe the ambergris helps even lighten it up and brighten it even more. But again, patchouli, amber, and coffee are the biggest notes. Cedar, I don't think that plays a big part in this fragrance, but there is certainly a tiny bit of that in the background, a tiny bit of woodiness, but it's all very fresh, and the white oud is not animalic, nothing to be scared of at all in this fragrance. So now that I've bored you with too many of the details, let's talk about that performance. You get 8 to 10 hours. It's not a bad performer at all. It does hang on for a good long while. I do have to say that all these are pretty strong concentrations, parfum, I think, and they last a good long while. They have a good presence about them without being too in people's faces. They don't project too super strong, but they're not bad. So I would say that they're slightly above average sillage and projection, but they're not beast mode. A lot of people want beast mode these days, it seems, from some people, at least designer fragrance wise. And this one is going to give you a really nice aura. People will detect you, if they're like arm's length or a little bit farther out, and definitely when you get into conversation, they'll probably be able to pick up on your fragrance. And it's nice. It speaks with you, and this fragrance really, again, has a cozy quality about it, and I really like what's going on here. It might be my favorite Primera of all time. Prestige is also one that I really enjoy, but this one is really, I'm warming up to it. It's really speaking to me. It's a beautiful fragrance. So, getting into that compliment factor, this one did really good. People think it's cozy. People think it's warm. Again, it's not a super loud projector. It's not weak, but people, it tends to affect people more than them actually smelling it and saying, "Oh, that's a cologne." It tends to affect them, their feelings and their emotions, and it's not something that people because it's not terribly artistic or anything like unusual or anything like that, but it's a fragrance that it has it just kind of breaks down boundaries, breaks down barriers, and it's a fragrance, again, that's cozy and warm, and people really, really like it. But it's not super seductive, but it can work on date nights. It could work Netflix and chill, especially in the warm season. But is it a fragrance that's going to be the biggest compliment getter for you? Maybe not, but it works. It's a charmer in its own little way, and I would certainly give it a go. Give it a chance if you like how this sounds. Getting into my final thoughts with this fragrance, again, I think these come out at about $180 a piece for 100 mils. I think that, this brand, you're going to have to try them to see if you like the quality. To me, they come off and they feel kind of like Tenzion Terenzi fragrances, which are fine. They're great. That's, definitely getting you quality. But some people say they have a candle-like feeling and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's going to depend on you. But I think the quality's here, especially with this one. And I think that, you could go for a cheaper alternative like Ferragamo Uomo. Mansara Amber Fever is going to do something similar. But this is not a DNA or a type of style of smell of fragrance that everybody knows about. Not everybody has experienced either one of those fragrances, and it's a fragrance DNA that just not everybody knows about. So I think that if you do get to try this one, I think that it will be something perhaps a little bit different. And again, if you like warm, cozy, fluffy, semi-gourmand, playful fragrances like that, I think this is one of the easiest patchoulis to get into. I really would recommend that, and I think it's doing something right with a really light, playful amber as well. So great fragrance through and through. Again, can't say enough good about this one. It's a strong release, and there are other fragrance reviewers I've seen and fellow fragrance enthusiasts who also really like this one. So it's a winner from the house, and you got to check it out if this sounds good to you. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap up this review here today. I hope that you liked what you saw. You enjoyed my review today, my work, my passion, and my enthusiasm. If you want to see more of me, if you enjoyed what you saw here, please, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hitting that notification bell will get you notifications so you'll never miss out on my content. I put out about a video a day. I've been very, very consistent, putting out a video just about every day for about a year. So I've been working hard. I hope that you enjoy the work I've been doing. I'll see you next time, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Wear what you love, rock what you got, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Peace out and bye.